In this video, I'm going to share with you one essential strategy to help you make more money creating websites. Hello, I'm your host Casino from Casino.com. I'm the digital alchemist, and today I'm going to share with you one simple yet effective strategy when it comes to making more money with your website creation skills. See, as web professionals, we tend to think that clients will pay higher for nice looking websites, and to some extent that's true. But what clients really want is a return on their investment. They either want to make more money, save time, gain credibility, or a combination of those. Now, the strategy I'm going to share with you today is going to involve learning a new skill with one of my favorite plugins. And I wish I had done this sooner in my journey as a web professional. So in order to demonstrate how you can charge even double what you usually charge, I'm going to show you an example. And this example comes from a real-world client request. Now, of course, I've changed the logo as well as the content to make all of this generic for the purpose of this video. Okay, so let's start with the initial brief. Okay, so initially the client came to me and explained to me their new project. It was already a client for a different industry, but at another company. And basically what they're doing is they're selling plants, trees, and basically it's a huge space where you can just come and there are many flowers, many trees, and basically you can purchase what you want. Now, basically the project goes way beyond a website because it's a huge project with many things in the future, but they wanted to get started. So basically they told me that what they wanted was a website where people could get an idea of what they could get on location. Now, one important point was that they didn't want to have an e-commerce website. They didn't plan on selling the trees and the plants online, although they may do it in the future, but they told me it's a really long haul project and they wanted to get started with a catalog. So they told me they would like the presentation of an e-commerce website, but without the e-commerce functionality. So basically what they wanted is the ability to showcase plants, trees, and then people will click on a button and be redirected to a contact form or to a phone number, because they told me that the main goal was to get people physically make it to the location. For the rest, they wanted the usual About Us page, but they also wanted the ability to add photo galleries. And basically what they wanted is the ability to add as many photo galleries as they wanted without me intervening. So basically they want full autonomy and be able to add galleries when they want. Next, I advise them to get a testimonials page because that's very crucial in the conversion funnel. And last but not least, the contact page with a map and a contact form. Now, of course, as usual, the website had to look beautiful on a tablet and even more important, on the mobile. Okay, there were many more things in the brief, but I'm going to keep it simple for this video. So once the brief is complete, I had to decide on the tech stack. Now, if you know anything about my channel, you know that I love to work with WordPress and Elementor Pro. And by the way, for all the plugins I'm going to mention in this video, you'll find handy links in the description below. Now, those are affiliate links, which means that I do get a commission if you purchase after clicking on one of my links, but I only recommend stuff that I love and that I've purchased with my own money. And the commissions actually support my channel and help me to keep on creating free content just for you. Now, the next solution I chose for this project is the CrocoBlock solution, and I'll explain why in a moment. But just to let you know, I absolutely love CrocoBlock. I've bought it from day one, and I kept telling people you should get it now because you're going to make your money back with just one project. Now, don't worry, you don't need to purchase the full suite. You can just purchase plugin by plugin, but I still think it's a good move to get the whole suite because it's so powerful. Now, the good news is that they have a ton of tutorials on their YouTube channel, or you can also check the WP Tuts for even more tutorials. So I've used Elementor Pro as a foundation for the website, building the navigation, building the footer. I just wanted to make it really custom so that when the clients want anything, I can just change it and I'm not dependent on the theme. Now, the reason why I've used CrocoBlock and more specifically Jet Engine from the CrocoBlock suite is because the client told me they wanted the ability to add as many galleries as they wanted without me intervening, as well as the catalog, which I've talked about previously. And like I said, I could have used something like WooCommerce, but WooCommerce is pretty heavy. If you're just going to install WooCommerce and not use the commerce features, it doesn't really make sense. So to me, it really made sense to use something like Jet Engine. And if you don't know about Jet Engine, where do I start? Jet Engine, which by the way, you can also use with Gutenberg if you prefer so, but in my case, I'm using it with Elementor. So Jet Engine is a toolkit that lets you build a dynamic architecture fast and cost effectively. So basically, previously, if you wanted a custom website with a very specific database, you either needed to be a developer or you needed to hire a developer. And now with Jet Engine, you can just skip this part and just build it the easy way. It's really drag and drop. It's really fun. it brings some fun back, in my opinion, into WordPress, because WordPress is a lot of pre-made stuff, and the fact that I can just have any ID and build a database and build it with Jet Engine and just make everything work smoothly in a very cost-effective way and in no time, to me, that's a big plus. So basically, I've decided to use Jet Engine to build both the photo gallery feature and the catalog. Now, one thing I could have done is use only Elementor Pro and use the blog post feature and use the blog post grid and just turn the blog post into catalog items and just make it look as if it was a catalog. Now, it's a good idea if you only have one custom post type. And by the way, if you don't know about custom post types, basically in WordPress, you have posts and pages. And now custom post types is just adding a new type. So in this case, it could be product, catalog product, could be photo gallery. That's a new post type. So once you have more than one custom post type, then it's starting to be a bit cumbersome if you're going to use the WordPress post as if they were custom post types. Now, it may sound confusing, and that's precisely what I decided not to use that. But with a tool like Jet Engine combined with Elementor Pro, it's so easy to build new custom post types and make it look exactly the way you want. And you can add some features like, for example, here I'm selecting a category and on the fly is just updating the results. And for this very feature, I've been using Jet Smart filters. Hence why I told you it's a good idea to get the whole suite, because there are so many plugins. Let me show you this. If I just scroll down, so many plugins, so many widgets, and so many features. And the good thing is that there is some level of granularity. You don't have to add everything. You can just pick what you want, and even within a plugin, you can say, I want this feature and that feature. And that's what I've done with Jet Engine. So basically, once you've installed Jet Engine, you can tell the system which feature you want enabled so that you don't bloat the whole system. And basically, in my case, I've enabled the grid gallery for dynamic field widget and the custom visibility conditions. And if you don't know what all that means, don't worry, because like I said, there are a ton of tutorials on the CrocoBlock channel as well as on WP Tuts. But what I want to focus on today is to show you the process of how I'm using Elementor Pro and CrocoBlock to actually be able to charge much more than I usually charge for a simple website. Because think about it, if I had built just a simple static website, of course I could have added some photo galleries and some items in the catalog, and I could have shown the client how they could create a new item and then change the grid, but that would take so much time for them. You need to be aware that most of your clients, they don't know anything about building websites. They want an easy solution. And that's why they're going to pay you more. And I'm not saying that every client wants to pay more for those features. I'm just saying there is a percentage of people that actually want things to go fast and they don't want to start learning new things. And for those type of clients, they are ready to pay a premium. Now, there are a few other plugins I've used for this project, and especially two that really changed the way WordPress looks. As you can see here on screen, it doesn't quite look like the usual WordPress interface. And when it comes to the interface that the final client will see when they start editing their website, as you can see, I've stripped down everything from the menu except the thing that they actually need. But more about that later. Okay, the next step is to build some static layouts. Okay, I've skipped a big part, which is the wireframing part, but I got so many videos here on the channel so you can just check it out. But if you don't know, the wireframing part is the part where I actually build the structure. So no design whatsoever, just a structure. And once the client has validated all the wireframes, then I'll start the design phase. So basically at this stage, I'm just going to start playing with left and right, with different images, different shapes, different IDs, different layout IDs. And this is really going to help, and it's going to be the foundation for the dynamic part of the website. Now at this stage, I don't want to limit myself, and usually I start with one file and I build a lot of different variations. And that's going to help me to pinpoint which one is the best one. If you only have one option, it may look good, you don't know, but if you compare it to your other IDs, that's when you can make the difference. So what you see in here is the static design for the About Us page, but the About Us page is the static page anyway. But I use the same process for the catalog. Basically, I'm going to build the catalog the static way, and once I'm happy with the final version, I can move on to the next step. And the next step is building the dynamic version. So the first step is to build the custom post types, and for that I go into Jet Engine post types. As you can see, I've built 2 photo galleries and catalog products. Now for the sake of this video, I'm only going to talk about the catalog, because if you understand the logic for the catalog, you'll understand the logic for the photo galleries too. So when it comes to the catalog custom post type, you start with a name, then you give it a post type slug. Then in advanced settings, there are a few settings that you can change. And basically, usually the only thing I do is I'm going to make it hierarchical. Then I can change the icon here. And I can also say which type of support I want for this custom post type. So I want the title, the revisions, and the thumbnail for the featured image. And then I can start building the meta fields. So in my case, I built the product description. So it's always the same way. You're going to give it a label, and then you're going to give it a slug. Then you're going to decide what type of field it is. So this is a WYSIWYG. So what you see is what you get. So basically, it's just a text editor where you can put stuff in bold, italic, and so on. But I could have chosen a text area, I could have chosen a photo gallery, could have chosen a switcher. There are many, many things. Like I said, it may look intimidating, but it's way easier than you think. And once again, let me reference the CrocoBlock channel and WP Tuts. Next, I have my product price. So once again, it's the same process. This time is a text field. And then I have the product price unit. Once again, a text field. And last but not least, I have the button label, because if you recall, we want the possibility for the visitors to click on a button that's going to link to the contact page. And I want to give the ability for my client to change the label of this button. Okay, next, I need to create a custom post type taxonomy. Now, what is a taxonomy? So a taxonomy is basically a way to categorize things. So if I take the example of the WordPress blog post, which you should know about, a blog post has a category. So you can add any category that you want, and you can attribute the blog post to that category or to multiple categories. Well, it's the same way here. It's just, instead of just naming it categories, we can name it what we want, and we need to bind it with the custom post type. So in my case, I created the catalog product type. And if we look into it, once again, we got the name, we have the taxonomy slug, and next we need to select which post type we want to bind it to. So here you can see all the post types that are within this WordPress install, and I chose the catalog products. So of course, I had to build the custom post type first, and then I can link it here. Okay, and once you've done that, now you have the catalog products here on the left-hand side, and you have the catalog product type, which is the taxonomy. And if you click on add new in catalog products, this is what you see. So I've added the name, and then I got the description, then I got the price and the product price unit and the button label. So basically all the fields that I've just showed you in the custom post type. Then we also have the featured image here, which is very important, and the catalog product type, which ironically I've named category. Now, like I said, I'm using also another plugin called JetSmart Filters, and that allows me to filter by taxonomy. So if I choose category 1, it refreshed with Ajax. And now if I get into this item, as you will see, we have all the items that match what we've built in the custom post type. So we got the name, we got the price, you got the product price unit, and here we have the description, and here we have the button and the label for the button linking to the contact form. But before you can actually display custom post type items like I just shown you, you actually need to build a listing first. So for that, you want to go into Jet Engine listings. And as you can see, I've built two, one for the galleries and one for the product catalog. So let's take a look at the product catalog. So as you can see, the listing is just one item that will appear in the grid. So basically you want to define one item in the grid. So here I have the image, I have the title, and I have the button that links to the final detail page. And we're going to use this listing and duplicate it to make a grid. Basically Jet Engine is going to do that. Don't worry about it. All you need to know is you need to build one item of the grid. And here comes the power of Elementor Pro and CrocoBlock. Because now, for example, if I select the button that's supposed to link to the final page, now in the left panel, as you can see where it says link, let me remove this. I can just click on the database icon, and then I'm going to select post URL. So it's all dynamic. It's just going to link to the item that's been added in the database by the end user. Okay, so now I need to open the Elementor Pro theme builder, and now I want to build a new template for the catalog grid. So once inside the Elementor editor, I'm just going to look for the listing widget from CrocoBlock, and then I can just drag the widget, and then he's going to ask me which listing do I want to add. I've already done it below, but let me show you once again the process. So I want the catalog, but maybe I just want to show you in 2 columns, as you can see. But actually, no, it's better with 3 columns, but you get the idea. Okay, next we need to go back to the Elementor theme builder, and this time we want to create a single detail template. So let me show you. Here I've just added a featured image. So if you go into the widgets area and you type featured image, you can just drag it here. So it's gonna know, okay, this is the custom post type catalog product, and within each item in the catalog there is a featured image. So basically it's going to add the right image for the right post. Okay, next we have our item title. So if I click here on the title, as you can see, it's referencing the post title. So basically it's the same thing. If I just remove this, by default there's nothing. I could write anything, but that would be static text. But once again, if I click on the dynamic text icon, I have many more options. And in this case, I want to use the post title. So all I need to do is select post title and voila. And of course, the same is true for the other elements. So here we have the price, and this one is a bit different. So let me show you. Once again, if I remove the dynamic link, I can add any text that I want, but this is not what I want. So once again, I'm going to click on the dynamic tags icon, and this time I'm going to go all the way down to Jet Engine custom field. And then it's going to ask me which custom field do I want to link it to. So in this case, I want to use the product price. So let me select that. And now, as you can see, we have the right price for the right post. So here is showing me just one post, but if you have 1,000 posts, it's going to match the exact price for each specific post. And then for the rest of the items, it's exactly the same thing. So here we have the per product unit, and then we have the description. And the last one is the button with its label. So once you've done all that, you're going to tell Elementor Pro, where do you want to display this template? And in this case, we want to show it for the catalog products, for all the single detail pages of the catalog products. And now when I click on a specific item, it's going to show me the right picture, the right title, the right price, the right everything for this specific custom post type item. And that's why I can charge much more than if I had just done a static website, because now the clients can just add new catalog products. They don't need to take care about how it's going to look, because everything is going to be automatic. They add a new item, is going to populate the grid, and everything is going to look good. And all they need to do is to add the title, the description, a few other elements, and a featured image. And the same thing goes for the photo gallery. They can add new galleries, and for that, they just need to add a title. Then they choose media. They can get images from the media library or add new ones. They add a description, add a featured image, and that's it. And now the client can add as many galleries as they want on their own, and it's going to look good. Like I said, many clients are ready to pay you a premium when you make them some money back, when you save them some time, when you boost their credibility, or a combination of those. And in that perspective, a little polish can really make a huge difference. So the first plugin I've used allows me to create a really custom login screen for your client, and this one is called Login Press. And I've been using it for a long time. It's really great because you can pretty much set everything you want and really make that little difference. Now the next plugin takes it even a step higher, and that's what you saw here with the dashboard. It's a really custom dashboard. The whole design, it looks really sleek. And also I've created a custom menu, and I've done all of that with the same plugin. Now you can go even further because you can change this to dark mode. If you prefer dark mode, you can let your client choose, or you can decide for them. But basically, there's so many things you can add. You can add Google Analytics, really beautiful charts, or many things. And luckily for you, I've already covered that. So that plugin is called UI Press, but it used to be called Admin 2020, which is how I refer to it in this video, which I will link in the description below. So like I said, they changed the name and now it's called UI Press, and it's just beautiful. It keeps getting better and better and better. And this is really something I recommend because, you know, most clients, they don't really care about WordPress, but some of them know about WordPress. And I'm never ashamed to say I'm working with WordPress. But what I like to do is to polish the interface, because if they're going to pay a premium, they need to feel that it's premium. And in my opinion, that looks way more premium than this. And I think you would agree. Not that it's bad, you know, I love my WordPress, but when you look at this, you can put the client logo here on top. You can really set each and every detail, make it a customized experience, hence the premium price. Now, there are a few ways to sell premium websites, but the strategy I gave you today is the one I'm using most of the time. Now, I know that means learning Jet Engine, but like I said, it's way easier than it may initially look like. And the benefits outweigh the few days you're gonna have to actually learn how to use Jet Engine. Now, if you're wondering how I built this beautiful navigation here on the desktop version and here on the tablet and mobile version, it's an off-canvas navigation. So if you want to know how I built this, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll create a tutorial about it. Now, there is one more thing you can do, and it's simply to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. It's a split second for you, but that means so much for me and my channel. And if you want more web design content coming your way, make sure you subscribe and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. So I can't wait for you to start making more money by creating beautiful websites, yes, but websites that actually make some money, save some time, or boost the credibility of your clients. Now, don't forget, I'm trying to build the content I wish I had when I got started. So I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care and stay safe.